Okay, now we're expecting thousands or hundreds of chief executives of African companies, policymakers, decision makers, and businessmen gathering in Geneva, Switzerland in the third week of March 20 and 21st to be precise for the prestigious annual Africa CEO Forum. Joining us live here in the studios to kick off the groundswell preparation for the forum is Nisreen Batata. She's the head of public relations in charge of the projects and managing the entire event. Quite a big one in Geneva, and she's just here to us from Paris. Good morning.
Good morning.
I haven't been to Paris, but I look forward to that beautiful city. One time, perhaps I'm just going to make a stopover in March on the way to Geneva.
Perfect.
Perfect, perfect. You want me to see
Yes.
France? I have no objection to that. I love that, doing big business in Geneva, and I just keep wondering, why Geneva to hold this event with the World Economic Forum? Now it is the Africa CEO Forum. Why be Africa specific?
Okay, so let me take you back to first how the Africa CEO Forum was first created so that I can better answer your question on Geneva. The Africa CEO Forum was created in 2012 by our CEO, Mr. Amir Ben Ahmed, who is a young and dynamic leader. And its first ambition was to provide a unique platform where African CEOs, bankers, investors could interact together from both Anglophone and Francophone countries. So at the beginning, as it's an event related to Africa, we decided to launch it in Geneva, as it's a neutral place. And then 1 year after the other, we decided to go Africa and then international. Last year, for example, it was in Côte d'Ivoire. This year, it will be held in Geneva. And the year after, we will find a new capital in Africa.
That's Lagos.
Yeah, why not? We are thinking of it. We'll be very glad
Perhaps
to...
you should come to Lagos.
Sorry?
Maybe Lagos.
Yes, we'll be very glad to held the event here in Lagos.
Yeah.
So we will think about it.
Or in Nigeria, whichever city
exactly.
you decide to choose. But again, if you look at the forum key objectives, you said is to put Africa within the context of the current global economic discourse. Why do you think Africa is particularly important? 2016 wasn't really a good year for many African economies. The downside of the oil prices and commodity prices, quite a nasty year.
Exactly. As we all know, during 15 years, Africa was having a sustained growth. And now Africa is going through quite a tough period. And our forum is here to help foster the dialogue between public sector and private sector. And now I believe that more than ever, the public sector, the private sector has to play a key role, a significant role in the economic strategic development of our continent. So this is why our forum is mainly dedicated to CEOs coming from the private sector, from African companies, but also from international companies too.
You're going around the world, in particular Africa, and that's why you're in Nigeria.
Exactly.
To be sure, you got top CEOs to come around, sit around the table with government officials to talk about issues that are very critical to Africa moving out of recession or downturn, whichever applies in whatever countries, with a lot of interventions from the IMF and the World Bank across the continent. So what are some of the issues that you think are top on the minds of African CEOs vis-a-vis the global geopolitical issues that are currently on the radar?
As you mentioned, we travel all over the continent to be sure to promote the forum correctly and to attract bigger CEOs from different African countries. And we are working very tightly on how to rethink the African business model and how to put on a target the private sector and give him its really important role in this difficult period that is the African continent is going through. So we would like to have as a big theme how to shape the new African business dynamic. And coming to our forum is really a unique platform where you can not also network, but also foster different dialogues in terms of business new trends, in terms of meeting high officials that you are perhaps not able to meet in your country, because the people that we ask to attend are really important people in their countries, and they have a very tight schedule, so it's not very easy to arrange and meet everyone at the same time. So in 2 days, you can have such a good networking.
It looks like very high octane,
yes.
2 days put together. Going to be really piping hot. And you think there's a need for government officials, cabinet ministers to be part of this summit?
Yes, from the beginning, we really mainly dedicated the forum for CEOs, but year after year, we have been contacted by high officials such as ministers, even presidents, to attend our forum. And as you know, politics and economics work together. So this year, for example, we are pleased to welcome the President of Senegal for the Francophone country and the Prime Minister of Ethiopia for the Anglophone country.
Interesting. I'm sure you're in Nigeria to see what works around as well.
Exactly. I'm also here to have such good meetings too.
It's been 5 years. It's been 5 years in Geneva.
Exactly.
Has this forum been a game changer so far in what has been learned and how African economies and businesses have been trying to use what they glean from this forum every year to shape up innovation, entrepreneurship, the balance sheet across the continent?
Yes, as you said, we are celebrating our 5th anniversary, and year after year, our editorial and program team is working very hardly on how to provide a good program and to change it and implement on the business latest trends on the market in our African continent. So we are working in partnership with international firms such as McKinsey, Deloitte, KPMG, EY, PwC, in order to provide a tailor-made program that can be really interesting for the attendees who are coming to the Africa CEO Forum.
And the African Development Bank is also a big partner for this, isn't it?
Yes, he's our partner since the beginning, since 2012.
And with African Development Bank there, everybody wants to be there.
Yeah, I hope so. Mr. Adesina is a very nice gentleman, so I hope that this year we will have also many key important people from Nigeria.
No, with Adesina and Yamed, I'm sure both of them will pull all the strings.
We also had some CEOs from Nigeria on the previous editions, such as Mr. Dangote, Mr. Obao Tudeko, the former Minister of Finance.
So you're looking to having Nigeria there.
Exactly.
Well, we're at the top of the table. Thank you very much for coming, Nisrin
Thank you for having me.
who is the project director, the head of PR for this Africa CEO Forum. You can follow all the conversations here on Channels Television as we partner with this forum